Okay, now before I say anything about Tokyo Ghoul episode 1, a lot of people will be confused like, what is going on here? Like, the anime onlys I'm talking about, not the manga readers, because the manga readers obviously know what's going on, but the anime onlys will be confused by, wait, what is going on here? What happened to Kaneki? Isn't he the main important guy in Tokyo Ghoul? Isn't he the main protagonist of it? Where did he go? Now, the ending pretty much said where he is. He's pretty much Heise, that's how we pronounce him. Heise Sasuke, that's how you pronounce him, I think so, his name. So he's pretty much him. The ending pretty much says it to him. If you guys see him, he also transforms into a ghoul, a half ghoul, like he was in the OG Tokyo Ghoul. After that, Tokyo Ghoul Re is the next thing. But leaving all that aside, I want to take this out of context and say that there are a lot of stuff that they cut out from the manga. A lot. I'm not even joking. There's a lot more than that. What was happening in the anime, and this is what I had complained with the first 2 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul 2. Because the second season was pretty much a filler, and the first season was half filler. Like, I understand it's still following the manga. It's not like it's not following the manga. It's still following the manga, but there were a lot of important details that were cut out from the OG. Like the opening. The opening wasn't supposed to be like that. In the manga, the opening is pretty much the introduction of Heise Sasuke and what's his name? Mitsuki. I think so. That's what his name is. Wait, what? Mitsuki. Yeah. It's pretty much supposed to be the introduction of those two. That was supposed to be the first quote unquote chapter, and then you in the first quote unquote chapter, then after the introduction of them, the scene transits to this taxi driver and stuff, because we see the blood thing going on and stuff. That was supposed to be the first thing to happen, but I'm not upset about that. What I'm upset is there are a lot of dialogues they cut off, and I understand why the runtime and stuff, but I still felt like they cut out a lot of stuff from the manga, because the first chapter was a big one, and the second chapter they adapted 2 chapters, 3 chapters. Wait, no, sorry, they adapted like 5 chapters, I think so, like 5 to 6 chapters, if I'm correct. Yeah, 5 to 6 chapters, because I know in the third or fourth chapter is when this guy, the driver, quote unquote Torzo, tries to go after Mitsuki. Cause it was the third or fourth chapter. So it's like they cut off a lot of stuff from Tokyo Ghoul Re, like a lot. And I'm really looking at it and seeing like, wait a minute, I think something is missing. What is missing? Like, there's a lot of dialogues, a lot of stuff was cut out. So I was like, really? You doing this again? Like, really now? Really, Studio Pirate? Like, come on. First, you put in fillers. Now, you cut off a lot of stuff. Like, try to just follow the manga. Like, you can just do like 3 chapters per episode. Like, My Hero Academia does it. Like, why can't Tokyo Ghoul do it? Like, what? Even if you do 2 chapters, I'll not be upset, because Tokyo Ghoul has a lot of dialogues, and it's pretty easy. Like, why do you need to go 5 to 6 chapters just to reveal? Oh, Kaneki is this big guy. Oh, he's working with the government. Like, come on. Like, you could just take on like 2 or 3 chapters. That I mean, I'm not complaining about the episode. I enjoyed it. It was a fun episode, but it's just I'm complaining that they left off a lot of details. So that's just the only thing I'm complaining about. Again, what I'm saying is that just you could have just adapted like the first few chapters, ended off the this chapter where the taxi driver was pretty much beating up Mitsuki. You could have just ended it off there, the first episode. It would have been all right. Next episode, Kaneki's reveal. That's all you needed to do. Like, it would have been easy like that. But I'm just finding it funny, because I see a lot of stuff cut out from it, and I'm like, nah, really, dude, are you seriously gonna do that? Like, yeah. But overall, overall this was still a good episode. It wasn't like a bad episode or anything for me. Like it still had a lot of details cut out, but overall it is like a light novels. A lot of episodes from light novel have been cut out. Like a lot of dialogues, a lot of stuff from light novel has been cut out and put into one episode. That's basically what I was looking at. That's basically what I was looking at. So yeah, the anime onlys would enjoy this one because it was a good episode for anime onlys, quote unquote. But for the manga readers, it'll be like, wait, this didn't happen. Wait, where did that scene go? That's pretty much what's gonna be like a whole episode be like for the manga readers. It'll be like, really, dude, you cut out so much. Like, yo. That's my only complaint in this episode because the episode almost looked good. Like I didn't have any complaint with the animations. It was all right. The voice acting was all right. Everything seemed all right to me, but it's just the details that they cut off a lot of details. Like, come on, really? Anyways, let's just now look at this. There is an important thing now you guys need to know is that Quincy's. That's how I say Quincy's. It almost seems like I'm telling Quincy's, which is from Bleach. It almost seems like that, doesn't it? Quincy's. Pretty much they are. Let me tell you what they are. Um, they're basically Kagune holders. Now, if anybody who has watched Tokyo Ghoul will already know who are Kagune, who are people who are Kagune holders. They're basically ghoul hunters. So they are half Kagune holders, and they're like half ghoul. Like, yeah, that's basically their personality. They're Quinces. So basically, they hold an Kagune, which can pretty much kill a ghoul, and they also had a power of ghoul. So basically, that's who Quinces are, and they are working with the government for, yeah, you'll know the reason. But yeah, they're working with the government, and pretty much we know that Amira. Is that did I get Armina? Okay, I think so I screwed up the name. I think so I screwed up the name, but pretty much that person is the one who gives blood to, like, make this people relevant. Now let's talk about that ending. Let's talk about the ending, because most of the stuff was just like introduction to characters and just to see what this is like. Oh yeah, they're hunting ghoul. They're hunting this person named Torzo. Like, this is a serial killer who's been killing serial killer ghoul who's been killing women who's been taking torzos of these women with scars. So pretty much that's pretty much the whole concept of the first episode. Is that there's one killer and he's been taking the parts of a woman of the woman. That's pretty much the whole concept of the first episode. Pretty much the whole episode. That's pretty much the whole episode, and we see that Tarzo, he was saved by somebody named Orochi. Now he is pretty strong. Orochi, that guy's pretty strong. He took down 3 Kagane holders. One was, if I'm correct, one was all of them were from Kaneki's team, or Sasuke's team, from what he's been called now. So yeah, all of them were from Sasuke's team. That is I've said Urio. Why? Uri. There's Yuri. There is what's his name? Shizuru. If I'm correct, Shizuru. Something. I have problems with Japanese names. Yeah, and Mitsuki. Those 3. So yeah, those 3 were like pretty much bodied by them. Then Kaneki shows up, and Kaneki pretty much gets the layout and pretty much starts battling this guy, and he starts getting bodied. So pretty much the whole episode. That's pretty much the whole episode in general. Like, if you want to explain somebody what the whole episode is, just say that, yeah, people chasing Torzo, a ghoul serial killer. There you go. That's pretty much the whole episode. But in a way, it was a fun episode. To be honest, the fights, I really like the fighting in this episode. Like, I like how detailed they were. I like this little conflict between Kaneki and Shizuru, because it's really like cool to see this little like battle going down between them. So yeah, it was a fun little episode here, but again, I really wanted this episode to have a lot more detail. Like I felt like a lot of detail. Like it's been a long time since I read the first few chapters, but I could already say that there were a lot of details missing. Like I know this was like 5 or 6 chapters in that Kaneki actually fights this Orochi guy. So you could clearly see that Kaneki was like they were so emphasized on giving Kaneki this big role. Like, oh, let's give this big reveal. Kaneki is this guy called Sasuke now, but that's pretty much like leaving out a lot of detail. Like again, I said, if I was directing this episode, the first episode would have been pretty much the end of the episode would have been where pretty much a whole episode would have been taken from the manga directly, because the manga I really enjoy it. Like it's an enjoyable episode. Like still for anime owners, it's enjoyable. For manga owners, it's like for manga readers, it's like, oh, what's going on here? Like what? You're like, really? You missed out on that? That's pretty much gonna be the whole episode for the manga readers. So yeah, let me know what do you think. For me, from scale to 1 to 10, it's a 7 out of 10. Because again, a lot of details missing out. Like I enjoyed it as anime only perspective. I enjoyed it, but as a manga reader, I was like, nope, nope. That's wrong. There's a lot of details you need to see. So that's pretty much the whole episode. Let me know where you scale this episode from 1 to 10. I scale from 7 out of 10, like I said. Don't forget to like if you like my content. Don't forget to subscribe as I do more anime and gaming content. And I'll see you in the next video. As always, peace.